Yeah.
God of War.
Which the new God of War is not all QuickTime events.
That's a segue. Thank you, Henry. Nice segue into what we're talking about next, and that's the game of the year, which was God of War, and that's the video game awards happened last Thursday, and God of War took home the game of the year. Some people might have been surprised by that because it was not Red Dead Redemption 2, but that just came out, so it's not, to me, it's not a surprise.
Oh crap! We were supposed to watch the video game awards. I watched the AVNs.
Nice.
The Adult Video Awards.
I know.
Well, no, that's I mean, God of War taking that, and I was like, I don't know, I haven't played a God of War game since the first one on PS2, which I enjoyed, but again, there you go. You have the QuickTime event boss battles. It never ended up being my thing. I think I played through the first or second boss, and I'm just like, not for me.
Which I just got the new one on Black Friday. I haven't played it yet, but I know it's completely different than the other ones.
Okay.
You don't have to have played the old ones. It plays a lot different than that. But if you're not a big story game person, if that's not really your thing, that's what made it Game of the Year. Apparently the story is fantastic, and that's where I play my games. It's all about the story.
Oh, a good story drives the game forward, but too loud.
No, it was gonna fall off.
It's wiggling.
Yeah, good story drives the game forward, and if it's a bad story, it's hard to keep playing.
Well, I mean, but a lot of more simple games, the Mario games aren't built on a big intricate story. They're built on a very basic story that you don't even really have to pay attention to just have fun with it. That's what those are now. Now you have your games like Uncharted and Tomb Raider and God of War, Red Dead Redemption, where the story is everything to that game.
Well, and then I mean, with a game like Red Dead Redemption, it's basically you leaving reality and going into the past and basically reliving the past. Yeah, basically reliving the past through this video game. So it's almost like living or going into an alternate reality.
And I think it didn't get Game of the Year, one, because it just came out, but two,
I'm sure that's what it was.
The second part of the game is just now launching with online, so it's really hard to give a game of the Year when the entire game isn't technically out yet.
Sure, yeah, I'm sure just because it was such a late release. That's almost any.
It doesn't matter if one newspaper or one magazine said it deserved Game of the Year, then they'll have a Game of the Year edition. Every game gets a Game of the Year edition.
Probably the biggest example of like what you're talking about is the Grammys.
Yeah.
Look at a really hot artist will release a song too close to when the actual awards is, and so because of that, he's not in the running to get an award yet. It could be something that sells millions upon millions by the time the awards.
Movies are similar. Most of the time, your Academy Award-winning movies start coming out at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I've already heard.
Right.
Because
But
nobody
games are
really
a
wants to
little bit
watch those.
Just depending.
You
You
say that.
A lot of garbage sometimes, and then then they have some ones that actually deserve it.
Yeah.
Garbage like Birdman, or but then there's movies that actually deserve to win and aren't tickling the sack of the industry.
I remember watching 12 Years a Slave, and the moment I got done watching, it was like, that deserved Best Picture.
That's movies like that, or Slumdog Millionaire, that deserved
yeah.
it. Those are amazing movies. I get that, but it's movies like that. It's just like that was more of a, they're smooching the Academy with Birdman, and that was absolutely terrible. So I mean, not everybody hated it.
I haven't seen it yet. It's hot garbage, is it?
I didn't really.
It's up to you to decide. It's always up to you to decide, in my opinion, whether a movie's hot garbage or not. I'm pretty easy to please. I like most things.
It's more of an art house movie, though, so it's not going to appeal to everybody. It was very good. I don't know if it was Best Picture, but it was very good. But I could see why somebody like Sam wouldn't like it. It's very artsy.
I remember there was it was the guy from Wings. He played the dorky mechanic from Wings, and he was in some. It was supposed to be a comedy, but it was supposed to be like upscale comedy, and
It's like Samurai Cop.
And the Academy ranted and raved about it, and so I saw a bunch of copies fly off the shelf when we still had Hastings, and then like 3 weeks later, if you went to the used section, it was just loaded full of that movie because I think people watched it once and then were like,
What movie was this?
I don't remember the name of it, but it was a comedy, but it was a comedy where it was all like upscale comedy.
Was
like,
it the Royal Tenenbaums?
No.
No.
But did you ever watch the show Wings?
Yeah, of course, sure.
The sitcom?
Yeah.
The guy that played Lowell.
Okay.
The mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
He
I know who
did
you're talking
he did some kind of a upscale comedy,
Okay.
and it
Country club comedy.
yeah.
Yeah. Pass.
But back to Game of the Year. You know, if I had to pick a Game of the Year for myself, it'd be Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It was excellent. It was really good.
Oh, yeah.
I need to go back through and play New
what
Game
all
Plus
was
now.
what all was nominated?
Well, what was nominated for it? Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, which is a independent title, which Celeste ended up getting Best Independent Game, which is a game for the Switch that I love to play. I've heard it's amazing. More of an 8-bit type game. It's something that I need to check out. Spider-Man and Monster Hunter World and Red Dead Redemption 2. So nice laundry list of great games that all deserve to win. But understandably, why did God of War win? Yeah, sure. I mean, it's Red Dead Redemption 2. I think if it would have been out for as long as God of War, I think it would have taken.
And with as much hype that Spider-Man got, I'm still shocked that one didn't win, because that was a game that we talked about it a lot when it right before it launched as well.
Yeah. Oh no, and it's great. I actually, Brandon, it's in my car. I'll give that back to you. But because he wasn't going to get around to it, I was like, man, I want to play that, but I don't want to. I know me, and it's like I don't want to pay $60 for that. I'm the type of gamer that I can usually wait. I don't jump on something at full price normally.
Normally, I don't either. I have that.
I have day one.
I was going to say I have those few that I'm just itching to get. Like what I know we're getting ready to talk about another game here before long. Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
That'll be one that I jump on immediately as well.
Spider-Man is fun, but I found that I see why it didn't win Game of the Year, because for me it was one that I can only digest in small chunks. I'll play it for 30 minutes, an hour, and then I need a break from it.
I think that everyone's different. There's so much you can do in that. You have the on the rails story mode, or you can go off kind of like a Grand Theft Auto, and there's many different missions you could do across the city. Try to 100% the game, and again, right now I don't know, my attention span for games is short and casual. But it was fun. I played through the was it the first? I played through the first boss through Kingpin.
No spoilers.
You're good. It's been out long enough. Now you.
I haven't. No spoilers.
Okay, there's really nothing. But it's kind of like a movie. If it's it's been out long enough. If you don't know what Thanos did in Infinity War, I'm sorry. You're gonna hear it here. So,
Yeah.
Oh
snap.
But yeah, let's see other awards. Best ongoing game. This is going to excite Henry. Was Fortnite. I'm sure you're sure.
Because we're all in that.
He's, you know what though? It's has anybody else here played Fortnite?
I haven't.
No.
I hear about it all the time.
Yeah, I downloaded it for the Switch. It's free. I was like, hey, what's the hype about? And I get it. I played it. I'm not an FPS guy, but I understand it is kind of cool. It's you versus 99 other people, and the last one remains. That's kind of fun. Or you can do it as a team.
When people were first talking about it, I'm like, what's going on in 2 weeks?
It's similar to the Hunger Game. The Hunger Games type of deal. And I get it.
Battle Royale. I mean, the cool thing about what Fortnite did was kind of what we were talking about a minute ago, with a game that came out not all that good, and then it found its niche. Was it didn't get very good reviews. People didn't really love it. It was kind of failing, and then they took the PUBG method of the Battle Royale, and it just took off, because PUBG is kind of a mess. It doesn't play all that great. It's got a lot of issues, especially on consoles. It's still very fun, but Fortnite is way more simple. It's more cartoony, so they don't have all the bugs, and it just took off.
And that seems to be the way to do it, to get a game.
And it's what PUBG wanted was that level of fame and income.
Yeah. But
Fortnite was able to take what somebody else did and apply it to their own. and take a game that was
And that's really
probably
how to
gonna
get a
fail
game.
and become
Yeah.
amazing.
That's how to get a game to succeed versus the microtransactions.
Again,
I mean, yeah, it was. I'm not an FPS guy. I had fun playing the couple games I played, and I didn't do bad. It's a cool concept. I totally get why kids are addicted to it. It's a fun game. It's not for me, but I had to see, and for free, why not? Why not give it a shot? Try it.
What did you download it on?
Switch.
Switch.
but you can get it on your phone. You can
Yeah,
get it on your
it's
console.
everywhere.
You get
Really?
to
'Cause
buy
I've
it on
looked
your
for it on
console.
my phone, and
I believe it's exclusive to Samsung at the moment. They might have opened it up though. No, you have to download it straight from their store. That's what it was.
okay. I was gonna
Epic
say.
didn't want to have to pay Google's licensing fees, so you have to download it and sideload it. Samsung, you can download it directly from their store into your phone, but
Okay.
not through the Google Play Store.
I was gonna say, as I've got a Note 9, so I could probably just jump.
Oh
Go
yeah.
into the Galaxy Store on your phone, and it's there. It's right there.
I say give it a shot. I mean, again, I'm not an FPS guy, but I did find myself like, man, this is kind of cool. Just parachuting in, kind of hiding out, and making sure I don't know. There's something about it. When you get in the vehicles, it's kind of a
I'll
neat.
have to look into it later,
Welcome
though,
to
because
Henry's
I've
New
got
Addiction.
Sprint, and I've only got 2 bars in here.
Well, me too. That's good to know because sometimes I thought it was my phone.
Verizon 4 bars, baby.
4 bars. I don't know. All this
Yeah.
for some reason here. If you stand over in the corner of the room, we get better.
Verizon and 2 bars.
Yeah, that's weird. It's
Yeah.
depending. It's something in the building. It's a lot of metal, and a lot of concrete here at the Nerds of Oz World headquarters. So